What's up, guys? Got a brand new 2025 review for you for Novocaine starring Jack Quaid, about a guy who feels no pain, but was the movie painful? And I'm sure every freaking reviewer on YouTube used that joke, but I got no shame. So yeah, let's review Novocaine. Novocaine stars Jack Quaid, Amber, Midthunder, Ray Nicholson, and is directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson.
Oh, sorry. It's fine.
What happened to your face?
What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2025 review for Novocaine. I did an out-of-theater reaction for this quite a few days ago, and I'm just now finally getting around to being able to give you guys a full spoiler-free review. I'll still try to make it as quick as possible. This is it's a cheeseburger movie. That's pretty much what it is. When you get right down to it, it knows exactly what it is, and I think that's a big pro for this. If you are looking for something, and I hate to use this phrase, but turn your brain off. Yeah, I think that's just the best way to say it. If you want a movie on a Saturday afternoon to just turn your brain off and just watch silly hijinks ensue, then you watch Novocaine. So anyway, let's jump into this. Let's give you a quick plot synopsis. The ever so charismatic Jack Quaid plays our main character in this. He goes by the name Nate. He is the assistant manager at a bank. But, you know, the gimmick here is that they call him Novocaine as his nickname because ever since he was born, he has this rare condition where he can feel no pain, which is a real condition. But from what I've heard, you don't want this condition, okay? Because it can be a nightmare. And they do, you know, slightly scratch the surface with the ins and outs of this disease. But it doesn't really dig too deep into that because it's just not that type of movie. It's more on the entertainment side of things. You could do a movie about this condition and go a different way, even like genre-wise, and make it like a drama or something like that. But, you know, I think it does lend itself to entertainment value and being really fun. But Nate is really careful about his day-to-day. He's sure not to... But Nate is really careful about his day-to-day. He wants to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself because a lot of these occurrences can happen without him even realizing it or noticing it. And that's something you don't really think about, you know, like chewing his food, because he's so careful about what he does that he literally will only like drink through a straw his food, right? Like, you know, he's drinking probably a lot of shakes and whatnot because he doesn't want to like bite his tongue off. Which would be a freaking nightmare. So yeah, that plays a part into it. And then there's a love interest character by the name of Sherry, played by Amber Midthunder, who I gotta admit, I didn't realize that was her. I loved her in Prey. She was phenomenal. I thought she looked familiar. But yeah, she is the love interest in this. You know, she has kind of the hots for Nate. She is a co-worker of his. She's under him, actually, at the bank. But then, you know, the movie kicks into high gear when there's this bank robbery by these guys in these Santa outfits. The leader of them being played by Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son. And then we're off and running with our action movie. And, you know, Nate, he's wanting to rescue Sherry because she is taken hostage by these kidnappers. And he's just presented with these scenarios that he does not want to be in, but he really wants to save her. You know, and they just like met each other, okay? Not to say that he wouldn't want to go save her, but that does actually play a part into the movie, I think, in the last act as well. They kind of poke at him because, you know, the links that he's going to save her, which, by the way, I mentioned this in my out-of-theater reaction. The guy behind me, oh my God, I wanted to freaking strangle him because he just was so loud and vocal throughout the whole movie. And taking the fun out of it. And to make matters even worse, he's making fun of the movie the entire time, which was just really, really annoying. But I think the big takeaway there is when you go in there and make the whole event about yourself and you're taking the enjoyment away from others, you're a fucking asshole. That's just all there is to it. Don't be that guy when you go to the theater, okay? Just let people enjoy the movie. It's okay to laugh and clap during a movie, especially this type of movie. But I think you're really crossing the line when you start just constantly picking apart every single little thing loudly and vocally. Now, getting into the pros, I will say Jack Quaid is perfectly cast for this. You need this type of personality. He's just very charismatic, and I think he carries the movie beautifully. There are some really fun moments. I think this movie's paced really, really well. I think it's quite funny at times, and you definitely can't take it seriously because it is the type of movie where you can poke fun at things, I guess. Although I didn't think it was like way too out of whack, you know? And I did like Amber Midthunder in the role. You know, I think she's very charismatic. She was a good, I guess you would call it damsel in distress, right? And yeah, you know, and I'm going to say this right here before I jump into the cons. I like the movie. I think it's fine. I think it's fun. You know, it's not going to like reinvent the wheel. I think Jack Quaid in Companion, that movie is far better than this movie. But I still think this is a fun, like Saturday afternoon type movie. Jumping into the cons, Jacob Batalon, working actor, he's doing what he's got to do to make ends meet. He plays the exact same character in every single movie. And it's not all his fault. They cast him in these sidekick roles, you know, constantly. I think he has played like 1 or 2 leading roles for smaller movies. I just, I want to give this guy a chance to step outside of his comfort zone because he literally plays the exact same character in every single movie to the point where it starts getting annoying. I don't think he's a bad actor at all, okay? But when I know exactly what that character is going to be before they even open their mouth, then that starts to be annoying. I think the other big con is Ray Nicholson, and it's a shame. That is Jack Nicholson's son. To have to live in that shadow and constantly be compared to your father, who is considered one of the greatest actors of all time. And Ray Nicholson's a fine actor, but I don't think he's choosing roles that are that challenging. If he is, I haven't seen him yet. Maybe he is. And I did like him in Smile 2, don't get me wrong, but in this movie, he is playing pretty much the most stereotypical trope type character for these types of movies. He's not really bringing anything new to the table. This isn't a villain that you're going to be jotting down for your end of year list for the best villains. He's just completely forgettable. You know, I think the biggest thing is he's Jack Nicholson's son. But other than that, it's sort of a throwaway type character, really. What he's doing, he does fine at, but it's nothing you're going to remember. I think the big thing about this movie you're going to remember is the gimmick itself. You know, the guy that can't feel pain, and they utilize that. Right? They take advantage of that aspect of this movie in spades, and I can't praise them enough for doing that because it flies right by. It's really fun. So, I'll give it a high humdrum. Like I said, it's not going to reinvent the wheel, and that's fine. And I even posted something on X a while back concerning Captain America Brave New World and how I think it's fine to have movies that are just fine. We don't have to freaking go absolute ape shit because they're a Marvel movie or something like that. It's got to be the worst piece of shit if it's not Avengers Infinity War or something like that. I think these types of movies, they're fine to have, right? It's okay for the mistakes to be there. As long as you're in and out and you're having a good time, then that's all that matters. So, yeah. So let me know your thoughts on Novocaine when you see it. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow my Drumdums on my social support me on Patreon. Buy me coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.